What I'm going to do in this video is show you how to use your phone to set the saddle height of your bicycle. Now, I've made other saddle height videos, the 109% method, the heel method, which I use probably the most. Both of those are accurate enough to get you very close to the optimal saddle height. However, the absolute most accurate way is to measure the knee angle. Now, I did make a video showing how to use a goniometer to measure your knee angle, which requires the help of someone else, and of course purchasing a goniometer, which are not very expensive. But in this video, we'll do it with the phone. I do want to mention that the knee angle applies to most types of riding, whether it's a cross-country mountain bike, a road bike, a gravel bike, a trail bike. You need to have the proper knee angle. Even if you have a dropper post, when the dropper post is at the top of its extension, you need to have the knee angle that I'm going to show in this video. Most experts agree that the proper knee angle is between 25 and 35 degrees. So we're going to shoot for 30 degrees in this video. A few tips here. If you're wanting to feel more connected to the bike, a little more in the bike, then you're going to want to have that angle closer to 35 degrees. But again, 25 to 35 is the optimal range. Other than your phone, the only other thing you'll need for this is 3 little pieces of painter's tape. You will need someone next to you to video you or take a picture. If you want to do this by yourself, you could use a tripod and a little device like this to hold your phone, which is what I'll be doing in this video. The first thing that we're going to do is find 3 points on your leg to put the painter's tape. We're going to start at the top of the femur, and there's a little bone that sticks out on your hip, and that's where we'll put the first piece. And it is helpful to do this in spandex type shorts to help you find these points on your leg. The next point is at the bottom of the femur, and that's that little bone that sticks out on the side of your knee. So you can kind of bend your knee, and if you put your finger on that bone, your finger should stay in the same place. So I'm going to put my second piece of tape there. The last point is real easy to find, and that is the bone that sticks out on the outside of your ankle. Now I've got my 3 points. It's time to measure the knee angle with the phone. You want to make sure you position the phone even with the knee. You don't want to have it over this way, you don't want to have it over this way. And as far as the height, so this pedal is about 6 inches off the floor. So that means I want to have the phone about 6 inches above my knee so that when I get on the bike, the phone is directly level with the knee. If you have it too high or too low or off to the side, the angle is not going to look right. Now you're going to get on your bike, and I highly recommend using the shoes that you typically use and the same riding clothes. So if you ride in spandex or baggy shorts with a chamois, because that's going to put you at the exact same height that you normally would be in. Now there are 2 ways that you can do this. The first way, without any kind of trainer or anything, is to just put your hand up against the wall and have the photo taken again by someone else, or use your phone on a tripod with a timer for the photo. So if you do it like this in a stationary position, you're going to drop your pedal down to the 5 o'clock position, not the 6 o'clock, not straight down, because that's not the furthest from the saddle. The furthest from the saddle is more of the 5 o'clock position, so a little bit closer to the front versus being straight down. Then you're going to drop your heel to be pretty much flat. Now some people pedal with the heel up or heel down, but to get you around the 30-degree range, I think it's best to put your heel pretty much flat. So what I would do at this point is, again, have someone take the picture for me or use the timer on my phone to get the picture. If you do have a smart trainer, a stationary trainer, the way that's a little bit more accurate, because it accounts for how you position your heel when you pedal, is to actually record a video. And we're going to capture a photo from the video. So what you're going to do in that case is go ahead and start the camera on your phone, and then you're going to pedal. And I would recommend doing a slow motion video because it records in a higher frame rate. Records usually in 120 or 240 frames per second. So again, use slow motion on your phone if you have it. Now we get to the fun part, which is using an app on your phone to measure the knee angle. Now I'm an Android guy, and the app that I use is called Angulus, A-N-G-U-L-U-S. Last night on my daughter's iPhone, I found an equivalent app called goniometer 360. Both of these apps allow you to measure different angles in photos. If you use the method of recording a video, the first thing that we have to do is grab a photo from the video. So I'm in Google Photos on my Android phone, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the edit button here at the bottom. Now on an iPhone you can also use Google Photos. There's also an app called Snapstill that I use to grab photos from videos. So I'm going to drag the slider so that I can position my foot at the 5 to 530 position, because that's going to put the pedal the furthest from the saddle. So it's a little closer to the front than straight down at the 6 o'clock position. Now that I have it in the right position, I'm just going to tap on Export Frame, and that's going to give me my photo that I need. Now I'm going to open the angle measuring app, which again is Angleless on Android, and on iPhone you can use something like Angle Measure 360. On this app on the bottom right, I'm going to tap on Pick from Photo Library, and the first one that I'll use is the one that I just grabbed from the video, which is right here, and I'm going to position these dots right on the painter's tape. The cool thing about this app is you can zoom in. So you can pinch and zoom. I'm going to have those lines go right in the middle of the painter's tape. So here I've got about 29 degrees because I take that 151.4 and I subtract it from 180, and that's going to give me my angle. So that's good. I'm happy with that. If I drag these around, I could probably get a slightly different angle, but that's going to put me right at about 30 degrees, which is what I'm looking for. Now I'll show you, we'll use the photo that I took from static. So again, if you don't have a stationary trainer, you can just put your hand up against the wall or a workbench, and this is the photo that I used for that, and I'm going to show you that the measurements are going to be very, very similar. So let's pinch and zoom, go a little bit closer so I can make sure that line goes right in the middle of my painter's tape, right on that little piece of painter's tape on the side of my knee. And again, I'm at 150 and subtract that from 180, and that will give me 30-degree knee bend. When it comes time to make adjustments to the height of your saddle, the general rule is 1 millimeter equals 1 degree. So if you're at, say, 37 degrees and you want to get to around 30, you would need to raise your saddle 7 millimeters, and that will reduce the angle bend of your knee by 7 degrees. So that is how you use your smartphone to set the saddle height of your bicycle, measuring your knee angle, which again is the absolute most accurate way to get your saddle in the optimal height. Any questions or comments that you have, drop those below. Thanks for watching.